Hey there, I'm Angella Sharpe, and welcome to the Daily Mix. Yesterday was a sad day for us Blues fans. The Blues fell to the Nashville Predators in Game 3 of Round 2 in the Stanley Cup playoffs, but that's okay. It is a best-of-7 series. We'll get them next time. But if my voice sounds a little weird, it's because I was in Nashville, screaming and yelling at the game there, and of course honky-tonking as you do in Nashville, so pay no attention to that. If you've never been to Nashville and love hockey, you should probably check it out. It will remind you of your high school hockey game, all the chanting and cheering and fun, so definitely check that out if you want to. The series returns to St. Louis on Friday, so if you want a chance to go see the Blues, make sure you check them out. You never know when the last game might be. Remember those clear knee mom jeans we told you about a few weeks ago? Well, Nordstrom's has lit the internet on fire once again, this time with their mud denim. At this point, I think they're just doing it for the reaction of the internet. Yeah, what I said was mud denim. The department store is selling the Barracuda straight leg jeans and a matching denim jacket, both covered in fake mud, for $425. $425 each. Now, according to the store's description, the jeans embody rugged Americana workwear that has seen some hard-working action and shows that you're not afraid to get down and dirty. As you can imagine, that's very insulting to a lot of people, and the jeans have earned plenty of criticism, including that of the king of dirty, the Dirty Jobs host, Mike Rowe, who posted that the jeans were proof that our country has a war on work. And plus, they look ridiculous. I spend all my time trying not to get my clothes dirty, not dancing in the mud. So definitely check those out. But at this point, I think Nordstrom is just putting stuff out there to annoy us as people. And you know what? They're kind of succeeding. A Mexican wolf pup born at the Endangered Wolf Center in Eureka is drawing international attention as it raises hope for the endangered breed. The male pup is the first to be born from artificial insemination using frozen semen. This historic breakthrough comes through a collaboration with the St. Louis Zoo. For more than 20 years, scientists have been collecting and freezing semen from endangered wolves and storing it in the zoo's cryopreservation gene bank. Now, one of the world's largest. Now, currently, there are about 130 Mexican gray wolves in the wild and 250 captive wolves in institutions in the United States and Mexico. To learn more, you can visit endangeredwolfcenter.org. And coming up later on the show today, I have Kim Wallis. She has this Pilates for pros situation. Here's how I'm gonna get you to make sure you listen. You remember how Matt Adams wasn't very thin a couple seasons ago, and now he's super thin? Well, she is one of the people responsible for that. She's gonna talk about working out with athletes and how maybe you might wanna join her. She can get you in shape too. All right, let's get started on today's Daily Mix.
Check it out.
All of you thrill seekers, Six Flags St. Louis is adding a new ride for the 2017 season. Spinsanity brings a different thrill to the park. It's a massive disc that rotates one direction and then another while spinning from side to side. Now, up to 40 guests can ride at one time, and they face outwardly, sitting on motorcycle-style seats. The disc flies along a 51-foot-high half-pint track. That's all while whirling around at 14 revolutions per minute. Spinsanity is expected later this spring, and of course the park is expected to open daily hours beginning May 15th, and then Hurricane Harbor opens May 27th. So you're gonna wanna check out Six Flags this summer. For park hours and more information, visit stlouis.com/St. Louis. 3 new art exhibitions are now open at the St. Louis Lambert International Airport. The collections are part of the Lambert Art and Culture Program with support from the Regional Arts Commission. Gallery 210 Portfolio features mostly abstract pieces from 8 national, international, and regional artists. The collection will be on display in Terminal 2 near Gate E14 through October 14th. On and On series part 2 is the concept of work play. It's a husband and wife design duo based in St. Louis. The artwork in this exhibition symbolizes the infinite cycles found in life and spirituality. It will be displayed in Terminal 2 near Gate E18 through October 14th. The third one features Confluence 1 and Confluence 2. These are two large-scale abstract paintings by St. Louis artist Michael Hoffman. The colorful paintings will be on display in Terminal 1 through October 10th. For more information on these art pieces, visit artoftravelstl.com. And we know St. Louis's love their pets, and it turns out St. Louis is a great place to be a pet. And a survey released by Reward Expert, a travel-related website, St. Louis is rated the best city for pet-friendly fun. According to Reward Expert, St. Louis has 81 total pet-inclusive tourist activities, including everything from pet-friendly wineries to sculpture parks and more. The survey compared all U.S. metropolitan areas with more than 300,000 residents in 10 different categories. Of these 53 cities, St. Louis ranks 7th overall. So good job, you pet lovers. You can read the full survey story by visiting the blog section of rewardexpert.com. And our pet-friendly activities are just one of the reasons St. Louis is a great place to be. Condé Nast Traveler recently released its list of 6 U.S. cities to watch in 2017. And you guessed it, St. Louis is one to keep your eye on. The publications mentioned not only our amazing barbecue offerings, but also all other amazing dishes that have made us a foodie paradise in recent years. Other highlights include Forest Park, the St. Louis Art Museum, the Zoo, the Science Center, and the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra, and of course the Missouri Botanical Gardens, just to name a few. And finally, our downtown gets credit for being on the upswing thanks to all the new startups calling it home. And apparently they're appearing at a faster rate here than nearly everyone else in the country. So that's not too bad for us. Good job, all of you guys, making that work. Now, joining on the list of us are Baltimore, Milwaukee, Indianapolis, Detroit, and Fort Worth, Texas. You can check out the full article at cntraveler.com. Lunchtime Live is making a return to downtown for the summer. It's organized by Downtown STL. The outdoor lunchtime party features live bands, food trucks, shopping, and networking opportunities. Lunchtime Live takes place May through September and is held every Friday from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 at the old Post Office Plaza. It's really quite a fun. Food trucks, shopping, all that cool stuff. You definitely need to check it out. We go down there a lot, so just make sure you check it out. And they kind of mix it up week to week. And sometimes you can win Cardinals tickets. I did that once. You can visit downtownstl.org. Get ready to have a time of your life. Dirty Dancing, the classic story on stage, is returning to the fabulous Fox Theater. Fall in love all over again with Baby and Johnny through the heart-pounding music, passionate romance, and sensational dancing. Eleanor Bergstein, the screenwriter of the 1987 classic, is also the book writer for the musical, which means she's keeping it true to form. She's included 20 more new scenes, 36 live music numbers, and 8-piece band on stage. And of course, you can look forward to the movie hit songs, Hungry Eyes, Do You Love Me, and I've Had the Time of My Life. The musical has become a huge hit, and we're giving you a chance to see it. Now listen up. This is important. This is where you can win some stuff, so pay attention. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page and send us a private message with the answer to this question. What is Baby's full name in Dirty Dancing? Now you'll have till May 7th to submit your answer, and then we'll be doing a random drawing of all those correct answers submitted on May 8th, and we'll announce the winner of a pair of tickets to see Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing, the classic story on stage, will be at the fabulous Fox Theater May 12th through May 14th. For more information, visit fabulousfox.com. And Make Music Day will return to St. Louis this summer for its second year. The Global Music Celebration Day takes place on the summer solstice each year and brings people of all ages and skill levels together to make music. Last year, over 50 concerts were given, and even more are expected this year. The celebration will include free outdoor musical events all over the city. This includes performances at the National Blues Museum, decorated pianos in businesses and on streets for anyone to play, participation in various locations, including the Loop, the Central West End, Grand Center, Keener Plaza, the Riverfront at the Arch, and Clayton. Any musician, amateur or professional is invited to take part, and the venues are welcome to offer their spaces. Now, Make Music Day takes place Tuesday, June 21st. For more information, visit makemusicstl.org. And it's one of my favorite things that St. Louis ever has to offer. It's the Muny. It kicks off their 99th season in June. The season opens June 12th. The Muny's president and CEO, Denny Regan, was recently a guest on STL TV St. Louis Presents. You can check out his interview and find out more about all these awesome shows that are coming up this season. And it's a great place to check out. You've got to check it out. To learn more about the 99th season of the Muny, visit muny.org. And a funny thing that happened on the way to the forum is on one of those shows. Definitely check that one out. That one is actually super funny. Fair St. Louis returns to Forest Park for the 4th year in a row. The annual family-friendly 4th of July celebration is bringing back the Fairway, Salute the Troops, the Perina Amarin Festival Zone, and the Interactive Zone. Of course, there'll be live music, including performances by big-name stars, including hip-hop recording artist Akon, alternative rockers 3 Door Down, and country star Jake Owen. Of course, there'll be many more than just that. Of course, there's fireworks over the Grand Basin. Those will close out each night. The fair takes place July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And on Saturday, July 1st, is the VP Parade, also known as America's Birthday Parade. It'll kick off downtown at Broadway and Market, and on Saturday at July 1st at 9:30 a.m. This year's theme is Great Things Are Happening. For more information about the parade, visit americasbirthdayparade.com. You can find out more about this year's Fair St. Louis by checking out fairstlouis.org. And the Stingrays at Caribbean Cove, they're back for 2017. The popular exhibit not only lets you watch stingrays, but it also gives you experience of touching and feeding these fascinating animals. You also get up close look at the sharks in Caribbean Cove, but they're a little too shy for the petting. New this year, the zoo is offering an underwater photo opportunity. Visitors will have the option to purchase an underwater photo documenting their experience with the stingrays. Stingrays at Caribbean Cove is open during zoo hours through October 1st. To learn more about this, visit stlzoo.org. And if you plan on checking out these or many other great events and attractions in Forest Park, why not try the pretty cool transportation, right? The Forest Park Trolley is back for its 7th season, and it's a great way for visitors to navigate Forest Park while checking out many attractions. This year, riders can choose from 2 routes, and they have more stops to choose from. The Forest Park Trolley operates daily between 9 a.m. and 7 through September 4th. For more information, check out stladventure.com. Do you know a kid who is the ultimate St. Louis tourist? The St. Louis Convention and Visitor Commission annual contest is back for 2017. It's open for kids 8 to 18 who will be entering grades 3 through 12 this fall. It's super easy to enter. Just visit at least 3 St. Louis area attractions. We've already given you some great ideas today. And then you tell people about your experience in 500 words or less. You can share a link to photos and videos of your experience. That's all you have to do to be entered for the chance to win $500. The deadline for entries is September 4th at midnight, so you have all summer to prove you're the ultimate St. Louis tourist. To find out more and to submit your entry, visit what's right there on your screen, explorestlouis.com/ultimate tourist. And now you've been waiting for it. She is finally here. We have Kim Wallis from Pilates for Pros joining me. It's so nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Now, okay, so I know about some of your work because you work with the St. Louis Blues, which was where I work too. But I have to ask you, how did you even get started in Pilates in the first place?
So I moved to St. Louis in 2000, and I was a money manager before. And when I came here, I got married and decided to change careers. I was just doing Pilates myself and working. Pilates is kind of expensive, so I was taking it at the studio, didn't really have a job, and decided to start doing some bookkeeping for the owner. Did that. She was like, why don't you just go through your certification? And that's how it all started. So went through my certification, completed it in 2001. And then, as we were talking about before, probably 6 months into starting teaching, I had my very first athlete client, which was Jamal Mayers, who was playing for the Blues at the time.
Right.
And after working with him, he was coming off of a knee surgery. I just decided this is what I want to do. I love working with clients that have goals that they need to meet because it's their livelihood. So I kind of went on that track and tailored the rest of my training around sports performance and injury prevention and injury rehabilitation.
That's kind of amazing. And you're getting a lot of talk now based on Matt Adams losing all that weight, but you've been doing this for a while.
Yes. I've been doing it here in St. Louis for 15 years now. And it started, like I said, with Jamal, with being a lot of guys that were injured. They were coming off of injury, and that's why they kind of found Pilates. I always say that athletes don't just start doing Pilates when everything's going great in their career. It's usually because they have like a nagging injury or something's bothering them, or they're in a little bit of a slump. They'll look to something to kind of get their body going. And Pilates is actually really good to enhance the sport performance, but also for the rehab side of it too.
Why is Pilates so good for that, as opposed to regular working out or something?
So Pilates, actually, what it does, in working with the Cardinals, and I went ahead and got my certification in strength and conditioning on the sports performance track because I wanted to be able to merge the two together. And it actually allows athletes to get more out of their workouts because they're in better condition. They're moving from their center, from their core. So it enhances core stability and stability everywhere, but it also helps with mobility. So with Pilates, I always tell people it's all about efficient movement. So it's moving, using the right muscles, not overusing muscles, being really balanced.
Well, now we've got to talk about Matt Adams because that's what everybody's been talking about. Well, how did that all happen? I mean, I assume he came to you and wanted to.
So I was working with the Cardinals last spring training. I went down and worked with the Cardinals there and worked with them through the season and developed a relationship with Matt. He was actually one of the first players that I worked with when I went down there at spring training. And immediately his body responded to it. He felt good doing it. He was a natural at it because it's not the easiest kind of movement. For athletes, they usually get it right away because they have a good sense of body awareness. Most of them do. And so he was interested in pursuing it. So he stayed really regular with it. And maybe a month or two into the season, he just knew. He was like, I feel completely different doing this. And we watched his body start to change even without, before we tackled the nutrition and stuff like that, we just started to watch his body change and him to be more comfortable, more athletic, and not have a lot of the nagging injuries that he had in the past.
Yeah, well, I mean, for a lot of Cardinals fans, it was quite a shock when they saw him from last season to this season. But he was here this summer, or this winter, his off season, working with you this whole time. So you got to see it kind of happen slowly.
I saw it happen slowly, but I was telling somebody this story about how even though I was with him every day during the off season, I worked down at spring training again this year, and the first time I saw him in a game, like put on a uniform, and he came up to bat, I had that moment of like, who is that? He looked just completely different, even though I watched it every day, just seeing it in that moment was really cool.
I bet it was really cool for you. Now, you work with a lot of athletes. You worked with the Rams when they were here, and a lot of the Blues players and a lot of the Cardinals players. Has any one experience really stood out to you that you've got to experience because of working with the athletes?
Probably the coolest thing that I've ever gotten to do was work the Winter Classic with the Blues alumni game. Was definitely the most fun that I've ever had, and that's just through knowing people through the Blues and through the training staff and whatnot, and getting to be a part of that game with those legendary players was amazing. And being in the thick of it and watching these guys have so much fun. And I mean, I got to spend some time on the bench during the game, and I was back in the locker room, and I got to bring Wayne Gretzky his hot dogs in between periods. So that was
this is access I didn't have. So I'm a little annoyed at you right now, but that's really cool.
That was definitely by far the most fun that I've ever had.
Oh, it had to be. Now, we've been focusing a lot here talking about the athletes you work with, and that's cool, and that's kind of why people are kind of starting to talk about you more now even than before. But you're kind of starting this program for us regular people who maybe want to try Pilates or maybe want to lose some weight. You've got something started now, but you said you're going to do it again in the future.
So I've been teaching, I've taught group classes in St. Louis since I've been here, so for like 15 years. And I have my own little studio on Hanley that I've been in that space now for a year. It's a year this month, it's my anniversary.
Yay.
And so I offer small classes. All of my classes are 10 people or less. And I have the reformers, which I do with, a lot of the athletes do that, but I also have some mat classes that I do, some TRX classes. So it's yoga, Pilates, and strength training. And then really merging it with the nutrition component because it's so important, because I'm sure you've heard people say you can't out-train a bad diet.
Right.
And that's true, and it's the same thing, with working with the athletes, is you can prepare and you can train really hard, but if you're not putting good stuff into your body, then all of that work it's kind of working against you.
So you've got a program that kind of merges all of that together for us
Yes.
regular people who don't know what we're doing.
So I've offered this type of program to my private clients for years, but because it takes a lot of time and it's so personalized, it costs a lot of money and it's not accessible for everyone. So I always get questions about it, and so for the first time ever, I put together a program it's limited. We have 8 people in the group. That's local, and we meet every Saturday. We do a workout together, and then they come in for additional classes during the week. But what I've done, because I have clients all over the country and I do a lot of remote training for my athletes in other cities, I thought I can do the same thing for other people. So we actually have a private Facebook group that follows the program with us. We live stream on Saturday, like our nutrition talk. They get their meal plans for the week. And so I have 2 groups going on at the same time. So far it's good. We're meeting the second week, the third week, and everybody lost weight the first week. Everybody's feeling good, and
it's a good thing to check out, and it makes it a little bit more affordable for us regular people in the life. So you're going to want to check out her website. Tell them where your website is, how they can find you.
Website is pilatesforpros.com.
And you can also follow her on Instagram and Twitter. And if you follow her on Instagram, it's really fun on those stories. You can see her working out with various athletes. So if that's something you want to kind of stalk you a little bit on, you can check that out too. We could have talked all day, but make sure you check out Kim. And thank you for joining us here on the Daily Mix. You can always check us out on Facebook, Twitter, either our YouTube channel and Instagram. And we'll see you next time. Stay tuned and experience St. Louis.